My name is Kobnanyante. My grandfather comes from Teti, and my grandmother comes from Abrodunkwa. So I'm a true son of this soil, and a true son of Abrodunkwa, and a true son of Abura Aseibu Kwamankesse. And that is why a lot of the young guys have started calling me homeboy. The first thing I would explain is that the challenges and the problems here in Abura Aseibu Kwamankesse has actually outstrips our desire for change. You know, in 2015, when I first ran for the MP, this is not my first time for running. I ran in 2015 for the primaries. When I first ran, I had done a consistent study of the use of our budget in Abura Aseibu Kwamankesse, and I had noticed that there was a special room for us to go in directly to help with human development, human capital development. Some of the things that we had to do, number one, was about making sure that we have created a microfinance to give loans to market women, to traders, to our farmers, so that they can actually be able to do their trade, right? The other and also do their farming. The other thing I noticed then was that there were so many young men who needed jobs. A good example is even when Nanado came in and he started with NAPCO, you would see that there were people, there were only 250 people who applied for NAPCO. But if you, and this is for graduates, but if you put in a request for people to apply for jobs as factory hands, you are likely to get about 4,000 or 5,000 people. So at that time, I promoted the idea of building new factories. I promoted the idea of building a landing beach at Mori. I promoted the idea of building a coastal at Mori, because some of the traders in Mori had to go all the way to Tema to be able to get frozen fish, right? So it was important to build a coastal in Mori. I projected the idea of the microfinance as I said earlier. The idea was of the microfinance was also to help a lot of the young men who want to go into taxi driving to be able to get taxi to do what they call work and pay. And then also, a lot of the fishermen needed outboard motors to be able to do their fishing. So the work and pay was to help them to buy the outboard motors and work to pay off the outboard motors. Now, I have noticed that President Nana Akufo-Addo's initiatives are broad enough to be able to help to bring those kinds of development into Abura Aseibu Kwamankesse. Why am I saying that? Number one, there are opportunities for bringing in programs like planting for food and jobs, planting for food and export. There are opportunities to bring in one district, one factory. There are opportunities to bring in all these initiatives and expand on even Maxlock, right? And so I realized that the dream that I had for AAK that caused me to run the first time, that vision has still not been implemented, which means that I need to run again to be able to now leverage on the opportunities that Nanado has created to even implement those plans that would make it, will help to create jobs and alleviate poverty in our constituency. It is extremely heartbreaking when you see that the opportunities exist for us to create jobs, but we don't. It is very heartbreaking to see that the opportunities exist for us to implement new programs such as, you know, our own microfinance to help people do their trade, to help farmers do their work. And keep in mind that there are even opportunities to introduce new scholarship schemes for our youth. And so it is quite disappointing when you don't see a lot of these things happening. And that is why even after losing the elections, my contact with the people, you know, has given me even a broader concern and giving me even a deeper interest in coming in to make sure that I can initiate those plans. Keep in mind, everybody has a dream, and the most important thing about a dream is when that dream comes from a true sense of community. My mom comes from this community, and I remember very well growing up in these neighborhoods that my mom was the one who helped to bring to settle those guys who came back to Ghana after the Liberian War. My mom was the one who held one of the strong pillars in helping to build the Methodist Church here in Abrodungwa. And she instilled in me a sense of brotherhood, a sense of being my own brother and my own sister's keeper, a sense of community and a sense of development. So when you see that there are opportunities to change your environment, to develop the environment, and you spent 18 years of your life, I spent 18 years of my life in the United States learning about how to bring development. I went to Harvard University to learn, to study innovation for economic development. And so it is very heartbreaking to see that you have this potential and there is a lot of joblessness and there is room for improvement. And that is why I support the fact that we should make sure that we give Nana Addo 4 more years, because giving Nana Addo 4 more years and bringing Etudu in as the new MP would be the best thing that ever happened to Abura Aseibu Kwamankesse. And that is why I am very confident. I'm very confident that we are going to win these elections, these primaries, that we're going to win these primaries and we're going to bring change and development to Abura Aseibu Kwamankesse. Abura Aseibu Kwamankesse is very united, and you know that when you talk about that unity, there is always the fairness that, you know, it is time to make sure that you recognize other people from other groups. I mean, this is what happens in any community, you know, and so it is important that we recognize, we listen to the cry of those from the Abura traditional area who are saying that, no, let's all come together to support the son from Abura to bring this seat home.
My name is Kwamankesse. I want him to vote in because we need a change. We need development in Abura Aseibu Kwamankesse. And the sort of development we need is not coming. For example, what baffles me a lot is that Abura Aseibu Kwamankesse District Assembly, for about 5 years or 6 years ago, paid for a land, about 40 acres of land, and still the land is lying idle. Meanwhile, the assembly paid the land. So I don't see why the MP cannot even develop the land by giving the maslok to people to cultivate even maize, cereals, so that it can even bring one factory. It can bring it to make use of that. So if AAK is having such land and the land is lying idle, it means it doesn't even fit to be an MP. So I hope that if you bring Kobayante in, because he has got that initiative, he has got that mind, a factory-minded man, I think he will make use of the land and bring employment to the community. I'm expecting that the delegate should give Kobayante the nod, because he can transform AAK and he can develop AAK. I'm one of the elders in the community, and I've listened to him about his speeches, and I know he can do best for the community. You know, at times, human relations is very, very important. You know, when there's a deba, when there's a funeral, you know, you have to visit them. Or when there's a communal labor, even if you go and don't give anything, they see that they are with you. But all these things, he doesn't do it. You don't even see him. Even if you call him, you will not pick it. You see, you should have supposed to have an office, so that when anybody needs something, you go there and put it there, so that when he comes, he read and do it. So it seems he's far away from the people, and it doesn't get in touch with the people. And that one cannot happen, because if you don't have in touch with the people, how can the people believe you that you can do something? So I think he must be changed, actually. Because if we don't change him, we lose the seat. For that one, it's true. So you have to change him and bring Etudu. If you bring Etudu, you can regain the seat.
My name is Maxwell Nanakojo Amankwa. Actually, in 2015, 2016, he came. Etudu came, right? But we couldn't actually ascertain or understand him, the policies he had, until Nana Addo started putting some of these policies, you know, out there. You understand? And so this time we think that the policies he has will help the constituency, because whatever Nana Addo is doing out there, yes, he's doing them. He's doing a better, fantastic job, but we are not seeing it here in AAK. And so therefore we think that Etudu, who actually came and gave us this vision, these policies before Nana came out with them, no, he is the better person or the best person to help lobby and bring those development here.
So will you say your sitting MP at the moment is appointed?
seriously, we are disappointed in the sitting MP. We are so disappointed. We see nothing of him here. We hear nothing of him here. We think that, listen, to do lost in 2016, but I can tell you for a fact that every week this man, this MP is here. Every week this Atudu is here to see the people, to see the delegate. He is a humanist. He wants to know what is happening to the people. He wants to help the people. I believe that this time we have to give him the opportunity to actually help the people of AAK. He's the best man. We were expecting that at least he could have lobbied for at least one factory. You understand? You know, this AAK is known for citrus business. Okay, Ekutu, oranges and all that. You know, and we are praying that we will have just one factory, okay, to process these fruits, but nothing. You understand? Sometimes they are left to rot. They don't have anybody even to buy. Nobody to help them do real business with it. But we believe that Atudu, with his business mindedness and with his background, could help the people here to actually, see something better for them for their lives. I am advising my colleagues and the delegates to give Atudu an opportunity. I believe in him. I believe in him. I believe that he can help this constituency.
Não, você vai.